let's review our trades for today. Today is Tuesday, August 1st of 2023, and we did multiple trades in our main option trading account. First, you see that we sold to open the SYY September 15th, $75 cash secure put option. You got $1.57 per share for that put option. So look at our top right chart, our hourly chart. TSCO, we see that it's been finding nice support above this red 200 moving average, which is just below our $75 strike price. Looking over here at our bottom left chart in our daily chart section, notice that it's in a nice upward trend. See, it made a nice higher low here. It's also made a nice higher high, made another higher high, continues to make higher highs, but it is running up against this red 200 moving average. So it's trying to push through it. It did push through it today, but then by the end of the day, it closed right at that 200 moving average, which is right about 76. There was some nice volume today, some big action. Let's see here, right around the time that we put this order out there, shortly after 10, see that TSCO had a big drop, dropped about 4.5%, but then by the end of the day, it ended up trading up a bit higher. So that still looks pretty good. Notice that it did find support, ironically, right at this green 50 moving average on this daily chart. Now looking here at a weekly chart, see it kind of appears it may be trying to get sandwiched in between the green 50 and red 200 moving average here. But notice over the past couple months, there's been nice buying pressure with TSCO. So this is a position I would like to add to if the return stays sufficient and continues to find support. Looks like if it were to come down, the question is, where would it come down to? Well, we could say that it's in a nice upward trend here. So if it were to come down and stay in this upward trend, it could get as low as 73.5 or so. Just kind of want to keep that in mind, that as long as it trades above that, we're still adhering to this nice upward trend here. Haven't drawn those channel lines yet. I need to do that. All right, the next trade is UNH. We did a bullish put credit spread. We sold to open the UNH September 15th 490 put and bought the same expiration 400 put. So we'll put our chart up here. All right, so notice that it's trading above the red 200 moving average on this hourly chart, the least important chart of the three we're going to discuss. So we'll move right on to the daily chart, the bottom left daily chart. So this is more of the chart I like to look at as far as entry, and then also the weekly chart that we'll get to in a minute. But notice that several weeks ago, it broke out above the red 200 moving average here, and now it's going to come down and finding support just above that. Notice that our 490 strike price is below the 200 moving average and just above the green 50 moving average. Notice for the past few weeks, there's been nice volume. Over the past 5 days, there was some selling pressure, but notice that it did find support right here around 496, 497. So that was a nice area of support above the red 200 moving average. The question really is, will it continue to find support above this red 200 moving average? If it does, then it'll be a great trade for us. Now looking over here at the weekly chart, we see nice volume over the past few months. After it declined, nice volume. But just keep in mind that the recent low, which is about a month ago, is all the way down here around 447. So ultimately, that'd be a major support if the support is at now failed. Now there are other supports. For example, we should have a support right in here around 485 if it were to decline below this green 50 moving average. So multiple supports, but ultimately the most recent major support was right around here around 450 or so. But don't expect it to go that low. Of course, anything can happen. If it were to come down, not only do we have the red 200 moving average here on this daily chart, that's just above our 490 strike, but we also have this previous wave's resistance, which should turn into support, which would put it right around the 485, 484, 483 mark. So we'll see how this trade plays out. All right, the next one is GD. So we did a bullish put credit spread. We sold the GD September 15th, 220 put and bought the 190 put and got $2.80 per share for that. So again, we see that General Dynamics is trading above the red 200 moving average and at this time above the green 50 moving average. So we also have if I remember correctly, we have a 215 put that expires in August that we have short as well. So trying to close that out, but we can give it time, and the reason is that General Dynamics is looking pretty good, pretty bullish. Notice over the past week and a half that it's made a nice advance. It consolidated right here around this 220 to a low of around 212, 210 area. So it consolidated there for over a month. It's like a couple months. And then about a week and a half ago, it broke out through there. It pushed through the red 200 moving average on nice high volume. We see a big red volume candlestick here, but the seller sold it down, found support the green 50 moving average, bought it back up, and now we've pushed through this red 200 moving average on nice volume. The past 3 days have seen nice volume at or above the average over the past 50 days. So that looks nice. Looking over here at the weekly chart, again, we see nice volume over the past 2 or 3 months, and we see us push through the green 50 moving average, making a higher high. Now it is right at the high that it found resistance at about a week ago. So we'll have to see if it can push through that. But overall, looking nice and bullish right now. So decided to go ahead and sell that higher strike price. The reason why I sold the 220 is that it's below the 200 moving average, below the green 50 moving average, but it's also right here in this area where General Dynamics consolidated and found resistance. So remember, once resistance is broken, that tends to turn to support. So if it were to come back down, we expect it to find support, at least temporarily, around that 220 area. All right, the next trade is we sold the TSCO September 15th 210 cash care put option and got $2.40 for that put option in Tractor Supply Company. We see it's trading above the red 200 moving average on the hourly charts, but like that. Notice that similar to the trade we just discussed, Tractor Supply pushed through the green 50 and red 200 moving average on this daily chart. So it's now trading above those moving averages and finding support. Now the question was, is it going to do what it did last time? Last time it tried to push through it. It did push through a couple of days, but didn't find support. The difference is that now for about 3 or 4 trading days, it's been finding support at these moving averages. But there's been nice volume over the past week. Notice there was a pretty strong down red candle right there on high volume. But it looks like maybe that was just confirming support where buyers bought it up a little bit. But we do want to keep that in mind because it was a strong red candle. But since then, Tractor Supply has had a nice advance. Let's see, it's advanced, about almost 7.5%, 8%. It's a nice advance on strong volume, broken through some moving averages, so we like that. Let's see, that coincides over here on the weekly chart. We see nice support right here around that 207 area. So really nice support on really high volume. That's the highest volume that we've really seen over the past couple of years, except going back here into 2022, the spring of 2022. But has now pushed above this green 50 moving average. It appears to have pushed above this area that was serving as resistance for it. So if that holds true, then Tractor Supply, most likely the next likely thing to happen will be for it to continue advancing. So like that position, like the company. It's a company I use myself, so very familiar with them. All right, and then we just closed out some 3M positions. So we're starting to look to close some positions out. We see 3M, oops, wrong ticker symbol. See, 3M has had a nice advance, appears to be rolling over, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if it came down to try and fill this gap and to test this resistance area right here that should turn to support. That'd put it around that 105 area. So I decided to go ahead and close this $100 August cash care put option out. Only cost us 13 cents, had a nice return, and we're closing out nice and early, about 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks early. So we do still have the 105 August cash care put option that we sold, so we'll see if we can close that out early as well. And I'll, of course, be looking for a new opportunity to enter a new position if it were to come down and be close to some support. Finally, bought to close the ACN August 18th 290 cash care put option for 35 cents per share. This is another one that we've pretty much pocketed all of our profit. It is trading right at major resistance. Notice here that sort of resistance really going back here to May. Again, so there's resistance in June, again in July, and now we're right back at it. Now, I will say there's been pretty decent volume here. Several strong selling days, but appears to be finding nice support at the green 50 moving average. But with us being able to pocket almost all of our money, I think we're at an 85% profit on this. I decided with almost 3 weeks left, let's just close it out for 35 cents. If it were to come down, then we can always enter a new position in it because it's not scheduled to announce earnings for quite a ways, almost 2 months out. So I'd like to see it come down to this area right in here around 295 or so. Be happy to go right back in if everything's still looking good. So that's our trades for today. I hope you have a great evening.